I think Andover chose Mr. Palfrey.
Because he had vision and energy, and he had the ability to act as a catalyst to bring the community together for potential change.
For his unique set of prior experiences.
I think he's an amazing leader. I think he brings a lot of vision to whatever he does.
His desire to connect with people.
He is very intelligent, has creative ideas around education.
His brilliance. He's also a tremendous strategic thinker and leader.
He's clearly a visionary in terms of educational reform. He's a phenomenal communicator.
Because of his character, he's a very composed man.
He had a background in education. He's very well educated.
His brilliance, his kindness, and his communication skills.
The reason for my coming to Andover was the amazing students that are here, and I'd been an educator before at Harvard Law School, and both teaching undergrads and graduate students, I would often see kids who had been to Andover, and I was just so impressed by the combination of skills and qualities and characters they had, and so the chance to be with all of you 168 hours a week, that seemed like a great job to have.
So when Mr. Palfrey first came to PA, he went to a luncheon with some of the staff, including my husband. About an hour or two later, he came to the admission office to meet with all of us. In that first day, he made the connection that my husband and I were connected.
I happened to regard one moment where he took his little notebook when a question was asked of him, and he asked for the person's name, and he wrote down their name, and then he responded to the question. And I thought that was a strong indicator of the community-minded individual that he is.
I found his enthusiasm for, in particular, our conversation around athletics to be infectious. And he was so excited about the idea of being back at a place where these types of opportunities were available to young people.
I could describe Mr. Palfrey in one word. Would probably be
Visionary.
Compassionate.
Kind.
Generous.
earnest.
Approachable.
Brilliant. And I mean that, of course, for his, intellectual chops. But I actually also mean brilliant in sort of like the dazzly, shiny, fun way too, because he has been that source of light and good cheer and fun and positivity.
I think that Mr. Palfrey has changed my experience by getting me to think a little bit more globally. Well, first of all, Mr. Palfrey created the role that I am currently in.
Especially as, being a student leader, Mr. Palfrey has changed my Andover experience in terms of, showing me the importance of communicating with adults and, recognizing that there are adults in our community that want to listen and want to be part of the conversation.
For me, at least, he's been a really great source of advice and guidance.
What I have enjoyed most in working with Mr. Palfrey is our revisit days for the admission office. He's always been very supportive of everything that we do in the admission office and so helpful in recruiting the next group of students.
Mr. Palfrey is someone who has many ideas about the way the school could run, but what he's really good at is letting the people in the classrooms and in the community and in the administrative details who know sort of their areas, let them do their best work and support them in that work.
Mr. Palfrey has forever changed and inspired and enriched my PA experience. I think he'll go down in my books as one of the most influential mentors I've ever had, for sure, as one of my most fun colleagues to work with and learn from.
I am forever changed by virtue of this experience, no question. It has been, without a doubt, the most emotionally intensive and connected experience I've ever had, and they're wonderful adult colleagues and they're amazing students, and I've just been so inspired by the power of the human condition in all its many diverse forms.
I have felt very supported by his policies, by him as a person. He has certainly been a strong advocate for students. He's been a strong advocate for faculty, and I have always felt as though he is someone I could go to if ever needed for either support, for guidance, or just to talk through an issue. And for that reason, he has made working here through some really challenging times. He's provided guidance and leadership and reassurance.
Oh my goodness. That one is a tough question, but best memory of Mr. Palfrey.
I have a couple of fun ones in Mr. Palfrey. Mr. Palfrey agreed to surprise the senior class a couple of years ago with a square dance, and he agreed to be my partner at the square dance, and he was a really good sport, and it was a moderate hit, I would say, and he still made it fun and inspired other kids to get involved. That was a fun one. I have a lot of fun memories of Mr. Palfrey in the classroom. And working with our students, and then also at the squash courts too. I remember going into the Snyder Center and doing a tour of the Snyder Center when it was just, poles and big holes and spaces, and it was really fun being able to see that with him. That was one of my favorite memories too. We were both so excited about this new facility that was going to open up.
Oh my gosh, there are too many wonderful memories for me to give just one. But certainly I will remember the kinds of big traditions, and it's super fun to walk into Presky Commons and declare head of school day and to have all the joy that you experience there. I've loved the Vista Walk with seniors right at the beginning of their year and walking with them up to the front of Sam Phil. I've loved all the commencements, which are just such happy days, and the baccalaureate services. So I will certainly remember Andover Exeter games and the times when we're all together in a stadium. And I think probably in terms of the activity I most love, it's been being in all-school meeting with the students. So you can imagine what that all adds up to is the experience of being surrounded by a wonderful group of kids in whom I really deeply believe.
My best memory of Mr. Palfrey is at the end of every revisit day when we take the Say Yes to Andover pictures with students who are saying yes at the end of the day. Mr. Palfrey is so into it. He takes the pictures too, and he jumps into the pictures, and he's so happy and excited to meet all the new students, and he's almost more into it than I am, and I'm really into it. So I appreciate his enthusiasm for helping to welcome our newest students to our community, and he's always so energetic about it.
I think Mr. Palfrey has been really effective for a couple of reasons. One, he's had experience. He's been through a boarding school. But above that, I think most importantly is his ability to communicate and his willingness to engage.
The most important thing that I have learned during my time at Andover really has been the mode of connecting to other people and the importance of a diverse community who are living based on their values and really wanting to be a part of a diverse and intentional community like this. So as I move to the MacArthur Foundation, that will be relevant in part in terms of how I interact with the staff, but it'll also be how I interact with the people of Chicago and around the world. And I think that's something that we need to get right in every one of our communities these days.
I think ultimately he's a listener. He listens deeply to what the community is talking about, what it needs. He's always willing to really take a conversation to a very to its furthest extent, and then make a decision on that. But he's well equipped to kind of shepherd a conversation across an entire institution.
I think one of Mr. Palfrey's biggest contributions has to be, I feel like he has contributed to the school culture a lot. I mean, I don't know Ms. Chase, who was the former head of school, but just coming in and knowing that the head of school is someone who makes his presence aware on campus and shows that this is not just a school where the students and the faculty are separate, but it's no matter what your position is on campus, you're still part of the community. And I think that's something that he does very well, trying to make sure that people know that he's accessible. And I think that's really important, especially in our specific community.
He will have achieved yields of admitted classes upwards of 80% in each of the years that he's been here, and that has never been prominently achieved in the past. In addition, we've had, under his leadership, the most applications of all time and the lowest admit rate at 12%. So he is someone that will be remembered for this period. It's been a golden era.
Well, I'm very excited about the ways in which we have extended the things that Andover has always been good at. So I'll take excellence in teaching and learning. Andover has been an excellent teaching institution for a long time. I'm really excited about the Tang Institute and the way that it is allowing people to do new forms of teaching and learning and to reach many, many more kids than we have before. And I think, again, that's an extension of the outreach programs that we've had here, as well as the great teaching that happens in the classroom. So the development of the Tang Institute certainly is high on that list.
Certainly during Mr. Palfrey's time here, I think he has played an incredibly important role in the face of our campus. So there's been a number of buildings that have been constructed and remodeled during his time here. So there's a permanent legacy in that way. I think institutionally there's also the structure of the Tang Institute, which I think is going to have a really long-lasting legacy. I think I see, as a faculty member of the Tang Institute, as a tremendous advance for our community because it allows teachers to be learners while students are on our campus.
The Tang Institute and sort of all of that forward thinking, like I think he really has pushed us to grow as a school. We are a school with youth from every quarter, and I think he helped us to sort of take the next step there.
If I could say a few words to Mr. Palfrey, it would be thank you for your vulnerability and thank you for showing that even though you're a leader, it's okay to make mistakes as a leader, and it's okay to not please everybody. And that, like, for me as a student leader, you've taught me that I can make mistakes and still grow from them and still be valued as a leader on our campus. So.
JP, thanks for all the good years here. Go kill it at MacFound.
Mr. Palfrey, I want to wish you the best of luck, and we are certainly going to miss you here at PA, but I'm looking forward to seeing you on Parents Weekend in the years to come.
John, Mr. Palfrey, thank you so much for everything you've done for the school and for the admission office in particular over the last 7 years, and I look forward to tweeting at you and following your Insta in all your future endeavors.
John, I wish you all the best at the MacArthur Foundation. I think as you spoke at All School Meeting, that is an opportunity to do a lot of non-civi work in the world. And so I'm excited for you in this new opportunity, and I hope that you and your family enjoy Chicago, and that you really enjoy your experience in this new role.
Thank you, Mr. Palfrey, for all your guidance and your effective and earnest leadership of the school. I think that it's going to be really difficult to find a replacement for you.
Mr. Palfrey, I will always cherish our friendship, and in my view, we're friends for life. Come back and see us. You can always sit with me in the stands at Andover Exeter. Best of luck.
Mr. Palfrey, I would say to you that we are so excited for your new adventure, but you will be missed here on campus. I know that you started out red, but you will be forever blue in our hearts. Thank you so much for your vision, your strategic leadership, for leaving Andover in a better place than when you found it. You will be missed, and we are all so grateful for the many, many achievements that you have made towards creating a happier, healthier Andover.
JGP, I would say I am so grateful. And I'm so grateful to have had this opportunity to work with you and learn from you. I so admire you, and I'm so thrilled for this next adventure in your family, in your life. I have such tremendous confidence and faith in you, and we will deeply miss you. And we promise that we will take good care of your kids, and we will stay in touch. Thank you.